Shalom, brothers and sisters. Iran President Raisi attacks the West on LGBTQ rights in his Uganda visit. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi on Wednesday launched into a condemnation of Western attitudes on homosexuality during his visit to Uganda, which has just introduced the harshest anti-gay laws in the world. Now, before I carry on, I watched yesterday the actual video clip of where the president of Uganda is talking, and I can't fault him on anything that he said. He's not saying he's going to round up the homosexuals and lock them away and that's the end of it. He's saying they can't propagate that and teach that and push it. And if they do anything to children, that's it. Off with your head, basically. I'm 100% for that. Don't touch the children. So it makes me a little bit extreme. That's fine. In a world that embraces evil, that's fine. Raisi on a mission to strengthen ties with the first trip by an Iranian leader to Africa in 11 years, called out the West at a press conference with President Yoweri Museveni after talks with the leader. The West today is trying to promote the idea of homosexuality, and by promoting homosexuality, they are trying to end the generation of human beings, said Raisi. Fault that statement quickly? Prove him wrong? If you put 100 men and 100 women on an island and come back 50 years later, you'll have a population. They'll have grown. If you put 100 men and 100 trans women on an island and come back 50 to 100 years later, you'll have 200 skeletons. You can't fault the man. Museveni signed the bill into law on May 29, triggering outrage amongst human rights groups, the United Nitwits, the LGBTQ activists, the Biden administration, and all Western powers, which proves to you they're all sick, evil, twisted, and demented, a lot of them. The new law makes aggravated homosexuality a capital offense and penalties for consensual same-sex relations up to life in prison. Raisi told the press conference that the West was acting against inheritance and culture of nations. The Iranian leader also offered Museveni support for the major project to build a domestic oil refinery and pipeline that has been opposed by environmental groups and faced legal action in France and criticism in the EU. Raisi said Tehran was ready to share its oil industry experience, while the West was not generally interested to see countries who enjoy great resources and natural national reserves be independent. The visit comes as the Islamic Republic tries to shore up diplomatic support to ease isolation. Raisi is traveling to Zimbabwe today, Thursday. He has met Kenyan President William Ruto on Wednesday in Nairobi, describing his visit as a turning point in relations. He then flew to the Ugandan city of Entebbe, where he was welcomed with a gun salute and a military parade. He's also been to South America, as China's letting him meet up with all of the countries friendly to China there. So Iran is becoming a player on the whole world field and just shoring up relations and everything, while America's leadership is just isolating herself and causing chaos and cutting ties and not supporting her allies, still trying to make Israel out to be the bad guy, but trying to play nicely with Iran on the other side. It's twisted and evil and crazy, and it's not madness, it's programmed, it's the way they want it to be, because they're achieving their goals by doing this. You cannot have a strong, solid, clear-thinking, family-orientated America to contend with when you're trying to pull in a beast system and put it in place. You need chaos. So get rid of the Americans completely, break them down so that they're not a problem or an issue. They're just a small group that is trying to figure themselves out. That's what they're trying to do. So chaos and disruption. And unfortunately, they're getting it right. But again, this is not the end. It's not over. 7-year period, Jesus comes back. He's fixing everything once and for all. And then he's going to show us how we were supposed to be doing it all along, because he'll do it himself for 1,000 years. It's right ahead. It's exciting. It's something to look forward to. God bless. Keep looking up. Shalom.